Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you is potentially one of the most game-changing rumors we've seen in a while around the NFL, especially for the Bills. It all revolves around a name that's been making waves in recent weeks, Justin Madubuike, the dominant defensive tackle from the Baltimore Ravens. And no, this isn't just idle chatter. There's buzz, real buzz, that the Bills are eyeing a trade for him, and if it happens, it could reshape the entire AFC picture. So let's unpack the details, the context, and what this could mean for Buffalo's quest for another Super Bowl appearance. First of all, for those who might not be fully immersed in the latest NFL developments, Justin Madubuike is a 27-year-old interior defensive lineman, a true disruptor up front. He played college football at Texas A&M, and since entering the league, he's been steadily climbing the ranks as one of the most disruptive forces on the defensive line. This season, he's been recognized as a Pro Bowler, which speaks volumes about his performance level. Through the first half of 2024, Madubuike has accumulated impressive stats: 5 solo tackles and 2 sacks in just 6 games, which might not seem staggering at first glance. But when you dig into the advanced metrics, it becomes clear that he's a game changer. His PFF grade, hovering around 78.4, places him well within the top 20 interior defensive linemen in the league. He's averaging about 2-4 pressures per game, and his win rate at the line of scrimmage is around 45.2%. That means nearly half the time, he's winning his battles against blockers, creating chaos in the backfield. Now, let's talk about his career for a moment because that's where the real impact lies. Over 52 games, Madubuike has accumulated nearly 200 tackles and 5 sacks, numbers that make him one of the most consistent and reliable interior pass rushers in the NFL. Last season alone, he posted 13 sacks, which is no small feat for a defensive tackle, and his PFF grade reached a peak of 82.1. His ability to generate pressure and disrupt plays is comparable to some of the best interior linemen in the league, like Chris Jones, especially considering his size, standing 6'3", weighing around 305 pounds, and his relentless motor. His stats show a guy who can break through blocks, with an average of 3-1 broken blocks per game, and he's been a nightmare for opposing offenses, particularly in the run game where he's been very stout. His tackling efficiency, combined with the ability to pressure the quarterback, makes him a truly valuable asset. So why is this such a big deal for the Bills? Well, Buffalo's interior defensive line has been solid but not spectacular this season. They're currently allowing around 938 rushing yards through 6 games, which puts them at about 20th in the league in run defense. That's a concern because, in today's NFL, controlling the line of scrimmage and stopping the run is critical, especially when competing at the highest levels. Injuries haven't helped. The Bills have been dealing with some significant setbacks. Daquan Jones, their key veteran defensive tackle, has been ruled week to week with a groin injury, which leaves a noticeable gap in the middle of their line. Meanwhile, Bernard, their linebacker, is day-to-day with a pectoral injury, and Hairston is nursing a knee with a limited window. Palmer, their wide receiver, is also week-to-week with an ankle problem. All of these injuries put additional pressure on the remaining defensive front, and that's where Madubuike fits perfectly into the picture. Now, let's talk about the Ravens, because their situation is just as interesting. Baltimore is sitting at a 3-3 record, which isn't bad, but they're looking to push further. Lamar Jackson's rating of 92.1 shows he's still performing at an elite level, but the team is trying to find ways to bolster their defense. Their defensive line, allowing 112 rushing yards per game, ranks 18th in the league, which is average at best. They also have some depth issues. Austin Johnson, another defensive tackle, has a PFF grade of around 70.4, making him more of a rotational player than a game changer. The Ravens are trying to extend Jackson's contract, with negotiations ongoing, but on the field, they need to find ways to improve their run defense and get more pressure on opposing quarterbacks. Here's where the trade rumors come in. There's speculation that Baltimore might be open to moving Majubuik, who is under contract through 2024, possibly for a second-round pick in 2026 and another defensive tackle, Austin Johnson. It's a bold move, but one that could pay huge dividends for the Bills. A trade like that would instantly upgrade Buffalo's interior line, giving them a player who's proven he can produce at a high level and disrupt opposing offenses. And let's not forget, Majubuik's stats and impact are reminiscent of top-tier interior linemen like Chris Jones. He's a player who commands double teams, opens up opportunities for linebackers, and can change the outcome of a game with his pressure. For the Bills, adding Majubuik would be a game-changer. It would solidify their front seven, especially in the run game where they've been slightly below expectations. His presence would complement Ed Oliver, who's been performing well with a PFF grade of 74.2, and would help the Bills improve their third-down efficiency on defense, which currently has seen a 15% increase in blitzing success, rising to 38.4%. That would mean more pressure on opposing quarterbacks, more stops on third down, and ultimately a more dominant defense that can keep teams like the Dolphins, who are leading the AFC East, at bay. Buffalo's offense, led by Josh Allen, continues to be a force, with Allen's balance and decision-making improving dramatically. His passer rating has surged to 167, ranking 4th in the league, and he's added 12 more points per game. His ability to extend plays and keep defenses honest creates opportunities for the Bills' receivers and running backs. Their time of possession has increased by about 3 minutes, helping reduce the stress on their defense and controlling the pace of the game, which is crucial in close battles. But to really push into the upper echelon, they need that interior pass rush to be relentless. That's why Majubuik could be the missing piece to send Buffalo over the top. Looking at the bigger picture, the AFC playoff race is heating up, and the Bills are sitting at odds of roughly plus 2,000 to win the Super Bowl, a number that could shorten significantly if they land a player like Majubuik. His potential to average 2 sacks per game in the playoffs, especially against stacked offensive lines, like the Dolphins, 28% stacked boxes, would make him a nightmare for opposing offenses. His ability to excel in run defense and rush the passer would give the Bills an extra layer of security, making them not just contenders, but serious threats to claim another Lombardi trophy. And of course, the ripple effects go beyond just the defense. When your interior line is stout, the entire team benefits. It helps Allen stay balanced, reduces the number of yards allowed on the ground, and keeps the clock moving, all of which are essential in playoff football. The Bills' secondary and linebackers would also benefit as they'd face fewer big plays, and the team's overall efficiency would improve. Plus, with the AFC South and other divisions still up for grabs, having a dominant interior presence like Majubuik could be the edge that propels Buffalo to the top. So, in summary, this potential move is more than just a trade rumor. It's a strategic shift, a statement of intent from the Bills that they're willing to do what it takes to compete at the highest level. Bringing in a player of Majubuik's caliber would not only bolster their defensive front, but also send a message to their division rivals, especially the Dolphins and Jets, that Buffalo is here to stay and ready to fight for another Super Bowl run. It's about building a team that plays relentless, disciplined football from the trenches to the secondary, and this kind of move could be what finally pushes them over the edge. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, fans, the next few weeks are going to be critical. The trade window is open, and the Bills have the assets and the motivation to make a bold move. Whether they go all in for Majubuik or opt for another path, one thing is for sure, their ambitions haven't changed. They're still eyeing that Super Bowl, and every piece, every addition, every move is aimed at that ultimate goal. The AFC East is competitive, with the Dolphins looking strong and the Jets not far behind, but Buffalo's focus remains clear. They want to be the team that dominates, that imposes their will from the first snap to the last, and that brings another ring home. In the end, it all comes down to execution, talent, and a bit of that playoff magic. Majubuik's addition could be that X factor, the move that turns a good defense into a legendary one. Imagine the possibilities, an interior line that can dominate in both run and pass situations, a line that strikes fear into opponents and opens lanes for their linebackers and safeties to make plays. That's the kind of football the Bills want to play, and adding a player like Majibuik might just be the key to unlocking their full potential. So, as we watch these developments unfold, keep your eyes peeled. The NFL is unpredictable, but one thing is certain. Buffalo is not just sitting back. They're actively looking to improve and make a statement. And with the right move, they could propel themselves into that elite tier, ready to challenge anyone in their path. This is a team that's hungry, motivated, and prepared to do whatever it takes. The AFC East better watch out because the Buffalo Bills are coming, and they might just be bringing reinforcements that make all the difference in this playoff chase. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills. Do you think Majibuik would be the perfect addition? Or do you believe they should focus on other positions? Whatever your opinion, I want to see your comments, your predictions, your hopes. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, inside info, and analysis. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep supporting our Bills all the way to the top. Because in Buffalo, we believe in our team, and with moves like this, the future looks brighter than ever.